By the way, David Littleproud, you've seen the amazing outpouring of love and gratitude for the Queen. Now, the thing about her is that she never let on what she really thought on political issues. As she stepped back, she knew her job was not to take sides. She had to represent everyone and be the figure of unity. And as we now see, she certainly was. I mean, you look at the outpouring of love there. So does it surprise you to see our Prime Minister, a Republican, actually hope that the new King Charles uses his position now to be a global warming activist? Here is the Prime Minister on the weekend.
From my perspective, what I said is that I'd be very comfortable with the King expressing views about the importance of climate change.
And it would be quite proper, in your view, for him to continue to make it clear that it's a concern in his mind.
Well, if he chose to do so, then of course that would be a matter for him, but I think that should be respected if he does choose to do so.
I find it bizarre, David Littleproud, to see a Republican like Anthony Albanese suddenly wanting an unelected king to start acting like a politician simply because they share the same political cause.
Yeah, I think the King will take his own counsel on this, and he's made it very clear publicly that he will follow in the steps of his mother, a great servant leader of the globe and of the Commonwealth, and one in which I think there was a fitting finale to what was 70 years of leadership to the Commonwealth and to Australia. I think you'll see that the King will take his lead from his mother, not from Anthony Albanese, and I think it's appropriate for the institutions that he now represents and now leads, that he lives up to that standard in which his mother has set. I think it's important that the Crown, particularly the King, in this respect, make sure that he respects those institutions and that way in which his mother has kept herself separate from the public discourse of debate on a number of issues. And I think it's important he continues to do that, and I have every confidence the King will.
Yeah, but what a hypocrite, Albanese. You know, want to be a Republican and suddenly let's have a king just, you know, take powers onto himself. You've also had the Albanese government wear face masks in Parliament, every one of them like a tribe, as a kind of mask theatre. Can you explain what the Prime Minister in London, talking to people in closed rooms, didn't bother at all with face masks?
Yeah, well, look, I'm all for personal choice and personal responsibility, but I think probably it goes back to more style over substance, and you only have to go back to our Parliament where all the Labor members came in with masks, and the Teals. And then, funnily enough, we turned up to the Job Summit, which I went to, and there wasn't a mask in sight, and there was just as many people running around the Great Hall. In fact, there was more people running around the Great Hall over those couple of days than what there was in Parliament, with less distancing, social distancing. So, look, I all for people who might be crook to wear one and worried about getting crook wearing one, but it should come back to personal responsibility. I think it's more style than substance. I think we've got to learn to live with this thing. We are, and I think it's time for us to move on. But you know, don't let a good picture get in the way of a good opportunity to push a case.
Just spare us the theatrics, spare us the hypocrisy. I mean, it's just crazy. David Littleproud, thank you for your time.